Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed my career conversations with my friends over the last couple weeks. If there is anybody or a professional that you want me to speak to, I want to bring a dev, guys. So if there is someone you think that you would love to have on my YouTube channel, please tag them under this post or just mention them or reply them as a comment, and who knows, I might reach out to them and they might say yes and would get to converse with them. Today, we are taking a segue. Mr. Program, we don't like that English, but yeah, we are taking a break from career to talk about something that is very important to us. Can you guess what it is? No, it's not love. People like love too much. It's friendship. Yeah, friendship. And I'm wearing this particular top because everything I'm wearing is as a result of friendship. You know, a friend made this for me. My wristwatch is a gift from a friend. My bracelet is something from a friend. In fact, my phone case is a gift from a friend. That's Slim. Can you remember? You bought me this phone case. Very fine. The idea I had before was I was going to do like theory, you know, how to make friends and influence people and give you point number one, this, point number two. But in retrospect, I felt that that might be very mechanical, and I'm just going to instead talk about just my friendships. I made a tweet yesterday, no, actually today, asking people to ask me questions, and I have a lot of questions on Twitter and on WhatsApp. So I will also just spend time answering those questions. So as you know, half of my personal videos are not so structured, but in the end, you enjoy it, right? So you're gonna enjoy this one. This is where you take a break, like, subscribe, and grab a bottle of water. Okay, so first is how to make friends. Like my friend Michael, who is incidentally an introvert, you make friends by actually showing up. You know, I think there was a tweet that trended very recently about how, you know, how did people in the 90s to 90s, 2000, you know, why did they attend a lot of events? Why did they go out a lot? It was to make friends. You literally make friends by showing up where around the things that you're interested in, showing up in the field that you're interested in, showing up for people. That's literally how you make friends. Um, a question around how many friends should I have, what's my friendship circle, yada yada yada. I'm just going to do a sort of analysis that's worked for me. So there's something I called layers of friendship. An ebook I stumbled across recently. I can't remember the writer's name anymore. I know her second name is Tawak, but my friend Doni Oni shared the ebook with me. I was going to read it, but again, like I said, I didn't want this to be very mechanical. But she called it circumference of friendship. I call it layers of friendship. So the first challenge I see with people is that they just use the word friend casually. Some people are just your work colleagues. Because you spend 40 hours, actually like 60 to 80 hours at work, and you talk to them so frequently, you think that they are your friend. But if you leave that workplace today, or they leave that workplace today, you would realize that they are not your friends. You guys are actually just work colleagues that interact a lot. Some people are acquaintances, and they are not exactly your friends. You just interact on a maybe a shared value, and then by the time you remove that shared value, you would realize that they are not your friends. So the first is like, you know, what's your friends? What are the values that define who a friend is to you? I've put my own in like 3 buckets. I didn't put it, I just did put them now. One is shared values, right? Who are the closest people to you that you have shared values with, and you continuously, consistently interact on those shared values? I will not say more than that. So the second one is shared memories and experiences. This part I'm going to talk about it later, but there is something about people journeying with you over a long period of time, and this is particularly specific to people. If you're watching this video and you have like 10 years friendship, 12 years friendship, 15 years friendship, which I do, you would realize that some people are basically your friends because you've just been through a lot together. My mom used to make an interesting joke about how she knows this person and this person and this person, and then she'd just say, oh, how is Dolakwa doing today? Dolakwa is one of my like big friends. How is Michael doing today? How is Tega doing today? And that's because these people have been my friends since 100 level, which is like 10 years ago. Oh my, I don't know though. I was in 100 level 10 years ago, man. Time is going, man. We need to make them. We go make them. Anyway, back to the video. Some people, because you've had just shared journey and shared memories for a long period of time, and you've also grown together. If you watch the YouTube video I did with my friend Tommy, and then the one I did with my friend Miriam, I think I will put both of them on the somewhere in the description. The one with Tommy is on my YouTube channel. The one with Miriam is on our YouTube channel. You would see there were places where we talked about how we've been able to grow mutually over the period of time. So that's also one thing that make people your friends. And then the third one is literally consistency and showing up, right? How do you show up in people's life consistently? What are the people that also show up in your life consistently? How do you, a part of that, I don't want to make this another bullet point, so a part of that is vulnerability. Think about it. If you experience midlife crisis today, who are you going to call? What are the first three people, that you're going to call? And then that's part one. Then part two is, are these three people also going to call you if they are experiencing existential crisis? That part is like very, very important. Yeah, so let's start. What's the first one again? The first one is shared values, right? I talked about shared values. Then, shared memories, shared experiences. Then the third one is showing up consistently and people showing up in your life. Now, that's how I define my own. Like, it's not a generic template. You can use it, you cannot use it. Next is, of course, then putting friends in cater. Who are your friends? Who are your close friends? Who are your best friends? Who are your, acquaintances? Who are your work colleagues? It's very important that I lay this foundation, because I feel like after this foundation, I probably don't have to say anything again. I can just go ahead and answer questions. But I feel like if people get this foundation right, and that's why when I see questions like, oh, my friend was traveling, he did not tell me. Oh, should I still make the person my friend? Oh, my friend got engaged. I found out on social media. In my head, I'm just like, well, maybe the person was your friend and not your close friend. Maybe the person was your best friend. Maybe you were the person's friend and the person was not your friend, that kind of thing. So that foundation is very important. Somebody say foundation, very important. Okay, so the next point, I'm just going to talk about 3 or 4 things that worked for me and my friends, and then I will go on to answer question. But before then,
Hi, I am Elizabeth, and I'm a friend of Emmanuel Faith. We've been friends for the past 10 years. Wow, so this year makes it 10 years. Yay! Alright, so one thing that has sustained our friendship is communication. So we try to be deliberate about our friendship. We send each other DMs, text messages, WhatsApp messages, and calls. Another thing we do is we try to hang out, even if it's like once in 3 months or once in 4 months. We don't really gauge each other, but we just try to hang out and catch up. My advice to people who want to build friendships, like solid friendships like me for 10 years and more, I advise that you should be intentional about your friends. You should communicate with them. There are some times that they may be very, very busy, and it will look as if you're the one putting like 80% and they're just putting like 20%. You get, so one, communication. 2, I would say pray for your friends. As in this life, some people, when your friends some of your friends open their mouth and tell you what they are going through, be like, wow, God. But I would say prayer is actually important also. All right, thank you, bye.
Hi, my name is Omawumi Shudimo. Most people call me already a writer, and commonly as I asked me to do this, I don't have an option. We've been friends for somewhere between 10 and 12 years. I'm not certain how many years right now, but basically before or while we're teenagers, basically we've been friends since about that time that we're teenagers. And I would say what has kept our friendship, I'll just say 2 things. Love at its core, basically. So loving the person for who they really are, not for what they bring to the table or what they have or what they do. Right, because I know Pamela and I have been friends since before any one of us even had a shirt, like more than 2 shirts in our closet, yes. And another thing will be intentionality, showing up for people, being there for them. We are adults, we are evolving, we are growing, and there will be times when you would need people, right? And sometimes you'll be busy doing a lot of things, and it might not be something that would come to you naturally. Scheduling would work, just being intentional with the friendship, showing up. They have an event, you just say hello. All of those things have been the little things that have kept us as friends, because I know there was a time we had grown apart for a bit. I think I'd gone to serve in Cross River at the time, although I was still communicating with his brother and his mom, because I mean we're literally families. But I mean, just getting more intentional has helped us, and yeah, I'm grateful for our friendship.
Okay, welcome back from the video. And I have a couple friends that have been 10 years, 12 years. My friend told me that I interviewed on my YouTube channel. We've been friends for 10 years. Did I say 10 years? Actually, 12 years. Ah, come on, that's long. Right, so these foundations, these principles have worked for me. And I think that that's the best metric of success, right? Something that's worked for me. Now, having established that, I would just share 4 key things that has helped me sustain my friendship and have helped my friends sustain me. I don't know. One is constant communication. Now, constant communication is relative. And there was one of my closest friends, Michael. We did an article with Zikoko last year, and in the article, we just talked about how sometimes we don't talk every day, and it doesn't mean that we are away from each other. And under the tweet, some people, of course, enjoyed the interview. Some people are saying, that's not for me. That's not the kind of friendship I want. I don't talk to people every day. I feel like constant communication does not have to be every day. Sometimes communication is the depth of it, not the frequency of it. And this also might answer questions, because one of the questions I got on Twitter is, how do you manage like long distance friendship? Yes, guys, there's long distance friendship thanks to Japa and Japa Wave. Sometimes constant communication is, I speak to my friend on the 3rd Sunday of every month, and like that's locked down. And it doesn't mean that before that 3rd Sunday you cannot like text each other on WhatsApp or iMessage or send reels to each other. There's one of my friends, I used to tell her we are in a relationship. That's why she's single. Because every day I wake up to 10 reels from her, right? But it means that there is that constant rhythm that you guys catch up every month. As a matter of fact, I have friends, and right now as I'm talking, I'm already remembering, and I'll go and disturb him after this video, that if we do not talk in a month, by the next month, like we don't even need to remind each other. We just know that something is missing. I'll just say, hey, guy, Alpha, when are we catching up? And yes, adulting friendships require Google Meet, guys, and Google Calendars if you want to make the friendship work. So first is constant communication. Second is one of the things I mentioned in the shared values, which is shared vulnerabilities. I feel it's a feeling that a lot of people meander around surface. I'm using big English again. I will not use big English. I feel like people just have surface friendships. Like people do not have conversations that have real depth. And like, I'm not sounding like serious now. Conversation deep there might just be, oh, so why did you break up with your last girlfriend? Who was right? Who was wrong? What was the lesson you learned from that breakup? Right. It might be, oh, so what exciting thing happened at work? What's the one mess up that you did at work this week that you said that you messed up? It's literally just sharing those low moments and not just high moments. I remember that when I was slightly depressed last year, one of my friends, Favor Emmanuel, sent me a message and said, hey, I'm not just here for the good times. I'm here for the bad times too. Let me know what you're going through. So I feel like that shared vulnerability is one of the things that strengthen friendship. And it's one of the things that is sort of lacking in our like current generation. The third one is how I've been able to sustain my friendship is just carrying people along, right? This is sort of similar to the previous one, but it's not so similar. So carrying people along means that your friends are not discovering things that they should know as your friend on the internet, right? I used to joke with my friend that one of the things why I'm an okay person online is that I'm always thinking I don't want my friend to get disgraced. Your friends should know, example, discover that, say you got a big promotion, and like these are things that have happened to me before. I get a big promotion or I work on something, I know that a company is going to announce it or a page is going to announce it. I literally pick a day, and like I can even send a BC to all my friends. You people, these people are going to publish me. I felt you guys to see it first. And like that's something very minor. But the fact that I want my friends to see something that will be public before it's public just shows how much importance I place, on the friendship. And they would also do same thing for me. I want to make a reference. I'm not sure if I can make just there's an acquaintance who is pretty much popular that got married very recently. Like his friends knew, like I knew even as an acquaintance that it was getting married. Maybe I didn't know this person was getting married to, but his friends knew the person was getting married to. And by the time he came to the public and say, oh, this is that, it was shocking to the public, but it wasn't shocking to people that were like his friends and acquaintances. So you want to carry people along. You want to carry the people that you call your friends along, right? And the last point is I wanted to use shared value, but because I've used shared value before, I'm going to use mutual interest. So it's always rational that you have things that you bond with your friends on, and it doesn't even be like all your friends simultaneously. You can bond with, if you have like a multi-potentialite, and like I have, that means that I continuously have multivariate experience and hobbies and interests, right? So it's always exciting when you have different people that you can bond, not different people, different friends that you can bond with on different things. So if this thing happened to you now, if I want to chat about female football now, I just call Cornelius. I'm not going to call Michael because Michael does not know jack about female football, even though I'm forcing it down his throat. If we want to have a chat about women's basketball now, I will not call Cornelius, because even though Cornelius knows about women's football and likes women's sports, he does not have the depth knowledge of women's basketball. I would call someone else. If I want to have a conversation around K-drama and office politics, I will call someone else. So just having people that you can bond over mutual interest also sort of strengthens your friendship. Now, this has sound very, very serious. I'm going to take a break and just try to answer some questions that I got. Um, Question number one: have you ever messed up a friendship before? Yes. If yes, how did you handle it? I majorly hold accountability. Hi, I did this, and I thought that it affected our friendship, or it might have affected our friendship. And I apologized, and we got back together, and we moved on. Have you developed feelings for a friend before? Yes. How did you undo it? If I feel like the feelings will ruin the relationship, the friendship that we already have, I bury the feelings. That's the thing about feelings. They are feelings. And if I feel like the other party was mature enough, Deborah, I would have the conversation straight up with the person. Hey, I like you. I think I like you. What do you think? Oh, I like you too, but I think that if we do this, we ruin our friendship, and we end it on good notes. People that say that, oh, they can't date their friend, or they are scared to tell their friends that they like them, yada yada yada. Again, this is very unconventional, and this is Emmanuel Faith. This is not general policy. I think that I don't think that I think that you can tell your friend that you like her. I mean, oh, okay, I'm not going to spill the secrets. But there's a blossom relationship in our lives right now that happened because two friends liked each other, right? And, one was bold enough to tell the other that I like you. And now we are going to reassure B next month. So we are going to Dobale next month. I'm going to reassure B in December. So, and like, I've also gotten like rejected, like very politely. Oh, I like you as a friend. I do not think that we would survive if I literally had a friend tell me that if I very we go fight to she just told me that, hey, I can take this because you're my friend, but if you're my lover, I will not take this. And and we just add. So yeah, I think that's how you should handle it. Look at the person. This person mature enough to have. You can decide to even take the person to a very relaxed scenario. Oh, this person like the beach, so all of you go to the beach and talk about it. This person like drinks and bar, go to a wine tasting, and in a very relaxed, not capitalism or Google Meets, driven state of mind. Just spill your feelings. What's the worst? The person says no, and you move on. How do you become friends with someone you admire from afar? I like this question so much, and I'm going to give you the answer that Salem King is one of my favorite content creators by now, you should know, and he's also an acquaintance, so like I quote him a lot. Just keep showing up your real self. I think that there's a way that universe places people that you want to meet you, but it won't happen if you are sleeping in your bed. And no, okay, I feel like I'm stopping someone right now. Like, just keep showing up as yourself. Like, keep doing your thing. There's a way that people that should be in your life will be in your life. And it's very important that I also talk about timing, right? There's some times, I used to say this a lot, that I have access to a lot of people that I don't want them to be my friend now because I do not even feel like I can sustain that friendship. But they are in my space and I have access to them. If I need to be their friend, or if the universe thinks that we should be friends, something will happen and will make us friends. And it has happened over and again. I remember the first time I met Salem, like a year before, I left to comment on his post. God, one day I'll meet Salem. Guess what? We met at a TEDx event. He was a speaker and I was a speaker, and that's how we became friends. I like there are a lot of names like I mentioned like that. I liked Alma from afar, before I became an HR manager, and then she left the company I was working with, and we are still friends. And there are like a lot of names that I can mention like that I wanted to be their friend, but like I didn't push it. I just kept on doing my thing, and then they showed up in their lives. And I'm very sure that like this experience is probably universal across board. How do I balance expectations in friendship, but from giving and receiving and communicate? Me and my friend, we didn't fight. We had like a serious conversation about it. He was saying, hey, I expect my friend to tell me that they need this. Me, I'm like, you as my friend, you should know that I need this. And so it's literally two people expecting without communicating their expectations. So, hey, I want you to show up on my birthday. I don't like when friends don't give me gifts on my birthday. So give me a gift. Don't send me a king is born today. You're my friend. Send me a gift. Oh, I want to be able to tell you about my financial state. I don't like it when you call me broke because I tell you I don't have money. Like literally communicate it. Oh, I don't like that when we go out at an event, you always pay. You make me feel inferior. I know you are earning more than me, but I can pay for my bills. It's okay to split cash once in a while. Like this, I'm not innovating, guys. I'm telling you things that have happened with me and friends, friends of friends, things like that. Just say your mind. The other person might not know, no matter how much you communicate until you point it out. So yeah, that's how I handle it. Has any friend ever expressed romantic feelings to me before? Yes. And you didn't feel the same way? Yes. How did you navigate it? The same way I navigated the opposite version, right? I just told the person. In fact, that one, it was easier because my life was showing me shege that time. If I dated that woman, hey, I've been a Yoruba demon. I've shown her shege that the life was showing me. So I just told her that, hey, I'm going through career crisis right now, and I was genuinely going through career crisis. I'm still going through it. Okay, no, by the time this video is out, maybe I will not. But I literally just told her that, hey, I am not just in the mind, like I like you a lot. Trust me, 1 year ago I would date you, and 5 years time I would date you if you're still single. But right now, nah, I would not give you the, so, something very interesting, guys. The person's first love language is attention. Hey, me where I the hustle. I would just say, you'll just be chasing me on the phone, man. Right? So I didn't think that the word I used then was emotional availability. So I didn't think that I was going to be emotionally available for her. And, I just told her. And again, back to difficult conversations. I feel like the reason why things like this are scattered around is because friends don't have difficult conversations with one another, right? So have difficult conversations, guys. Do you think there is such thing as friendship? Because yes, obviously. How do you prevent such from happening? You cannot prevent it. If it has happened, how do you advise healing from such? I'm on this wonder. But that, what have you gone through in this life? Okay. So I do not think that, just like the way you can't prevent like a romantic breakup, right? It's just literally one party deciding that it's time, right? Or something motivating or catalyzing it. So I don't think that you can prevent friendship breakup, to be honest. You can try to show up, you can be the best friend, you can communicate, you can ask, but I don't think that you can prevent it. How do you advise healing from such? Man, the way you lead from heartbreak, now you move on, you reach break fast and you get healed. I'm on this person. Okay, yeah. Moving on to the next question, which is on Twitter. Hey, just as slow though. Imagine Elon Musk is embarrassing me. He said that we have not paid for Twitter Premium. Huh? See what Sakpa will do for you, eh?
Hi, my name is Deborah Rio. EF and I have been friends since 2018. We met after graduation. So that's about 6. Wow, it's just been 6 years. It feels like it's been a lot more than 6 years, but yes. EF and I have been friends for 6 years and counting. What are the things that have helped us sustain our friendship? I'd say kindness and grace first. Is that at every point in time we have shown kindness towards each other and extended grace to the other person, and always been understanding that adulthood can be a lot, right? So always just showing that kindness and grace to the other person. Then I'd say also vulnerability and openness. I think that's one key thing that helps us in our friendship. He has always been open to me. We've always shared vulnerable moments together. And that just helped us to cherish every single moment spent together. It's more about like quality at every point in time than the frequency or quantity in which we like interact. And then we just find a way to make every single moment as valuable as possible. Which then leads to the next thing, is that we cherish every single time we spend with each other. Right? We don't see often, but then we're also very intentional to like any little slip you can see, right? To be friends or like stay in contact. We maximize. I remember the time that we started exchanging emails, like to write to each other weekly and exchange emails just to keep ourselves updated on what's happening in that person's life, check-ins. And in those moments, those emails were very raw and open. Like I could honestly like see through his eyes and heart. And that just made everything special. And I say lastly is that I never have a place of doubt in my heart as to the love that EF has towards me. And I never give him, like I never leave that place of doubt as to the love I have towards him. Every single time, I'm always like reassuring him of those things in my words, my action, in being present for him in moments, in sacrifices, just never leaving room for any of that. Anyways, to sum this up, I say my advice to anyone that's trying to like sustain friendship in adulthood, I say the same thing. And I can't overemphasize it. Kindness and grace. Because you would not be able to keep in contact like you did in childhood. Childhood, like you had friends by proximity, right? But adulthood, it is totally different parts of the world and earth. But then you have to always extend grace. People will be going through different things at different times. But then extend grace is be intentional, make sacrifices, and never ever leave a room of doubt of your love and heart towards your friend at any point in time. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Adebola and I'm a Man of Faith friend, and we've been friends for about 10 years now. We both met in OAU, we studied in the same department, and we've been good friends ever since. Two things that have really helped this friendship. The first is definitely the communication part. I like to think I'm someone that communicates a lot. I tell people I want to be treated, and Imanofit is also someone that respects that. So when I tell him what I want, he doesn't question me, and I think I really just love that respect. He just accepts and respect that I want that thing, right? Just because I want it. So I'll say two things: communication and respect. So if you're looking to build a friendship or any other type of relationship, I would say communicate. Tell people how you want to be treated, right? Is when you tell people what you want, you offer a chance for them to do better, and hopefully the other person also respects that, and they just do it. They don't question you. So those are like the tips I will give, and I hope this makes sense. Thank you.
So I want to make reference to people that talk about, do you have to have a best friend? Do you have to have like a close friend? I know I've gotten a question like that. I like, my response is always just do what work for you. I don't have a best friend. I have super close friends. Like there are like 2 or 3 people in my life. It used to be 4, like 3 people in my life. And they know what is going on. I feel like one of them probably even knows my account balance. If I don't tell them, be like, how are you surviving? Where are you getting money? Right? So you can have a best friend, and that's fine. You know, I think that ladies do a lot of best friends. You can have group of close friends. It's very important that person where you rate you. Yeah, I will go say that again. It's very important that you know where you stand in someone's life, and you also have an idea of where they stand in your life, whichever way. You understand what I mean, right? So a question for long distance friendships: how do you retain bond? 2, how do you explain to your old friends that your interests are changing, and you possibly might not like what they like anymore? Okay, so I will talk about the first one, and I feel like I've explained it. Aside communicating often and having a rhythm, it's not just the often, it's also the rhythm, right? How is it monthly? Is it fortnightly? Is it long calls? Someone is in Canada. So I have one of my closest friends in Canada. Her name is FCBA. Her name is Eniola Kenshaw. I call her FCBA. She stays in Canada. Like, Canada is a crazy place. She's a lawyer. She's trying to figure out her life. She just finished her master's. So I obviously do not expect us to be talking every day. But like, if we're not talking like 2 months, I'll be like, Auntie, how far now? Let's talk. And then we just talk. We just have that 2 hours catch up, right? We also share memories, right? So there's one of my friends who has now moved from UK to Canada. She left Nigeria, moved to UK. Like, I can tell you milestone of everything that have happened to her over the last 5 years, a scholarship, partial scholarship, job, getting married, giving back to a very beautiful fancy baby girl, getting PR, like, just it's there's literally the only difference is that we have not seen in like 4 or 5 years, but like, I've been part of her journey, right? And she has been part of mine too. I left Career Wise, moved to Big Cover, left Big Cover. I'm job searching. I got nominated for an award. Again, guys, remember what I said about things not being in public first, right? All my friends, all the awards I've won, because I know that my friends might not see them. Like, I personally send it to them. I have close friends that are not on WhatsApp, or they're not on Twitter or Instagram. Like, I carry it and I forward it to them whenever they open it, so that I will not be like, in fact, it has it has accidentally happened that my friends will see something online and they'll come and meet me on WhatsApp, and then they will see in their WhatsApp that I've sent it to them. And it just shows, like, it just let them feel more important. It let them feel like they are part of my life. So, like, just share memories, share milestone, be on that journey together. My friend literally called me and she's cooking in the kitchen. And she said, oh, Faith, did you know I'm trying out a new recipe today? I don't even know how they used to make this thing, but I've seen my friend in the office take it. Like, it's literally like I'm there with them, even though we have not seen in 5 years and we are like 100,000 kilometers away. Yeah, so the second part, how do you explain to your old friends that your interests are changing? By explaining. There are people that have outgrown, and please be very polite and like again be very relaxed, be very what's the word? Just have sense. Say it. Don't lord it. Just say hey, you know. There are friends that have also tried to bring up to my level genuinely. Like there's one of my friend, which I'm so excited about his career. He wanted to do his NYC in Port Harcourt. I yabbed his life. I'm like, are you okay? You want to start your career in Port Harcourt? First, it's going to give me a heart attack, right? Because I have to be calling him all the time. Second, at that point, I just felt like starting his NYC in Lagos was going to like be very helpful for his career. And I was right, you know. Like there's not a lot of gap like between us career-wise right now. And it was me just making that deliberate decision. So sometimes you actually have to do that extra effort. And there are a lot of my friends that are doing the same for me right now. Emmanuel Faith, apply for a master's. Emmanuel Faith, apply for this scholarship. Emmanuel Faith, write MBA. There's an exam that my friends are saying that they will pay for at the moment, right? Because they just want me to write it. So yeah, you can bring people up to your level, or you can explicitly explain that you know your interests are changing. I want to see if there is any last question I can answer. Okay, so I cannot find. There are like two questions, but they are very long and they don't require a very long answer. So I'm going to answer them. I'm just going to wrap this up with this. Friendship is like a relationship between like two people, two parties, right? So it's very important that both parties know where they are at different points in time. Forget what people say on Twitter. Like, I should let you also know that like friendship is actually as sacred as relationships. And I feel like if people treat their friendship, if you continuously love your friend, you continuously show up for your friend, you continue like just think of what you do with a romantic partner. You should do all that with your friendship. Like my friend takes me on a date. I'm like, oh, I want to take you to a restaurant. Like when it started, I'm like, bro, why are you doing this? But like now I'm literally used to my friends calling me and saying, hey, let's go on a date. Male friends, by the way, not female friend, right? So just have that two-way relationship and two-way importance, and you know your friendship is going to work. Now there's a very popular book that I've not read, but when everybody read, they say, oh, this is a man of it, how to make friends and influence people. I think that you should absolutely read that book. And then if you have further questions about friendship, my DM is open for consultation. Thank you very much. Now, I wanted to do two things before you get off this, when you get off this video. One, scroll through your contact list and reach out to 3 friends you have not reached out to in a while. Second, you and your diary or your journal, if you journal, sit down and analyze with the people in your life, like restructure them. Who's your friend? Where's your acquaintance? Where's your work partner? And why I asked you to do this is because it will help you manage expectations of friendship. Okay, till the next time when I'll be discussing HR, career, employability, or dragging a dev or a product manager to my YouTube channel, I remain your friend, Emmanuel Faith. Like, subscribe. Remember that we have a goal, 50,000 subscribers by 2029. So please subscribe. I think I beg you. Thank you very much and see you in my next video. Bye.